Imagine you're 90 years old and on your deathbed. Your grandson walks in, he's 21 and asks for your advice about what he should do with his life. What should he care about and what doesn't matter in the end? What would you tell him? You might say things like, go for your dreams, you only live once. Don't worry as much. Enjoy the small things. If you take some time to think and decide what you would say, this gives you a real insight into what you actually care about, and you should take your own advice. In this video, we'll go through 5 lessons to help you feel more confident. This example leads on to the first lesson from the book, We All Die Anyway. Most people don't like thinking about their own death, but I think it's actually a really useful thing to do. Another great book is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and one of the habits is to begin with the end in mind. If you think about your own death, it really puts things into perspective. One day, all the things that you worry about will no longer exist. Nobody alive will care, so why are you letting it bother you now? Why are you letting it hold you back? If you have a hard decision to make, you can ask yourself how you'd feel on your deathbed about each of the choices. Would you regret not going for the more exciting choice? Mark Twain said, "A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time." So use the thought of your own death to drive you forward. Don't put things off and stay at a job you hate or in a relationship that is bad for you. Lesson 3. Failure and criticisms are good. Imagine a sales firm. Their aim is to make as many sales as possible. If you said to all the staff that rather than aiming to get as many sales as possible, they should instead aim to get the most rejections. This is a concept called go for no, where you aim for no's rather than yeses. This seems like an odd thing to do, but what happens is the person who gets the most number of no's is nearly always the person who also gets the most amount of sales. This is because they're no longer limited by their fear of rejection. Thomas J. Watson, who served as chairman and CEO of IBM, said, "If you want to increase your success rate, double your failure rate." Stop trying to avoid criticisms and failures. You will always have people who want to be negative about what you're doing. That's actually great. It means you're putting yourself out there. Remember, people usually only criticize people they feel are above them. They think by doing so, they will be able to bring you down to their level. I think of people who I look up to and ask myself if they would criticize or mock me for doing what I am doing, and obviously they wouldn't. They're more likely to say what I'm doing is great and encourage me to keep going. An opinion is the cheapest thing anyone can give you. The value comes from deciding whose opinion you're going to listen to. So go for no and be grateful for each one. They're helping you towards a result you want and show you're putting yourself out there. Lesson 4. Happiness and confidence come from caring about something greater than yourself. There's a great lyric by the rapper Macklemore. I heard you die twice. Once when they bury you in the grave, and the second time is the last time that somebody mentioned your name. So when I leave here on this earth, did I take more than I gave? Did I look out for the people, or did I do it all for fame? So what is he on about then? He's saying that you will only be remembered if you do something great with your life. By doing something great for humanity, you will be immortal because people will talk about you well after your death. So a quick question. Are you living your purpose? It's a difficult question to answer, but a great one to think about. As we've said before, we all die anyway. The only people who actually get remembered are the people that did something bigger than themselves. It's pretty overwhelming to think about your life purpose, but a great place to start is to begin on a small scale helping people. Just do something for someone else. It can be something simple like baking a cake or taking them out somewhere, or even just paying them a genuine compliment. Search a website called kindness.org. They explain the power of doing just one act of kindness per day, and it's a really interesting read. On a bigger scale, you can use your life to build something huge to help others and make a change. Bill Gates said, "Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10. So start thinking bigger and think outside yourself." One of my life aims is to completely change the education system so it will teach people more about happiness. I'm not sure exactly how I will do this yet, but that's why it's such a fun aim to have. Aim huge. If you're not sure where to begin, search around my channel or other self-improvement channels and begin working towards something you're truly proud of. If you're working towards something for other people, you almost don't have time to worry. When you do this, you will become much happier because true happiness comes from helping other people. A great side effect of this is that you will feel much more confident. When you have a true purpose you are working towards, you won't be stopped by small things anymore. A great quote from the book Man's Search for Meaning says, "Those who have a why to live for can bear with almost any how." So if your why, or reason, is to change the world, you aren't going to be stopped by someone mocking you because changing the world is simply way more important. So work towards something bigger than yourself, and you will be much happier and feel more confident. Lesson 5. You choose who is in your life. When I was in school, I really did care about fitting in and trying to impress pretty much everyone. I always looked outside of myself for approval and confirmation that I was good enough. It's funny to me that almost all the people who I was so bothered about impressing are actually no longer part of my life. I don't ever see them or talk to them. It's easy to forget how much control you actually have over your life. You have full control over the people who play a role in your life. So be who you want to be, and the people who truly like you will stick around, and anyone else you can just choose not to see them. There's nothing wrong with people not liking you. Stop getting caught up on what everyone else thinks about you. The more important thing to think about is what the people you actually like think about you, and what you think about yourself. From your perspective, what is the difference between someone you no longer see anymore and someone who is dead? Each has no input on your life, and you have zero interactions. An odd question, but bear with me. Each has no input on your life, and you have zero interactions. It's a pretty odd way of looking at it, but you basically have the power to kill off characters you do not like in your life. Be confident and be yourself, because the only people that will be in your life long term are the people who like you anyway. I strongly believe that listening to audiobooks is the easiest way to become rich. They hold incredible value, and there is one for every topic you could ever think of. The first 5 I would start with are Rich Dad Poor Dad, The Chimp Paradox, How to Win Friends and Influence People, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and Man's Search for Meaning. I'll put a link for all those below, but if you're not interested in audiobooks, I'll also put the link for the usual book version as well. If you have found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who you think would also get value from it. Subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, have a great day, I'll see you in the next one.